All right, hello kids. This is the video for the Unit 1 Checkpoint Quiz Review. We will have a quiz that looks just like this, so make sure that we're doing our best and using all of our brain power as we do this homework. Okay, so multiples. Multiples are when you multiply a number by all of the counting numbers. So 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times 3 is 15, 5 times 4 is 20, 5 times 5 is 25, and of course we could keep on going. You could also think of it as skip counting, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and so on and so on and so on. You could start anywhere. You could start at 50 because 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 11, 5 times 12, 5 times 13, 5 times 14. So you can start anywhere as long as it's a multiple of 5. And again, a multiple of 5 would be 5 times any of the counting numbers. Okay, multiples of 8. You could think counting by 8s. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Or you could think 8 times 1 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40. You could do 8 times 10 is 80. So anything would work as long as it's a multiple of 8. 8 times any of the counting numbers would be a multiple of 8. Okay, factors. Factors are the numbers we can multiply together to get a certain product. There are a lot of them for 24. 1 and 24. I know that 2 will be a factor because 24 is even. 2 times 12, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. Now you do not have to put them in order like Mrs. Judson does. You can put 1 times 24, 2 times 12, and pair them up with their factor pairs. But if you do it like Mrs. Judson, you can then think of it as a factor rainbow, which is always really fun. All right, let's sing on YouTube here. Somewhere under the rainbow, factors fly. To get a product, they're the numbers that we multiply. Okay, if it has a long list of factors, choose that long word, composite. All right, the only factors of 11, the only way to get 11 with multiplication, 1 and 11. Because it only has 2 factors, that means 11 is a prime number. 1, 2, prima donna. Those prima donna primes think they're so cool because there are not as many prime numbers as prime has 2 factors, 1 and itself, and composite has more than 2 factors. Okay, question 3. There will be a question just like this on the quiz. It says Mrs. Judson's 4th graders made number posters. Here is one of them. And you can see that part of it is covered up. And it says, even though the number on the top of the array is covered, Mrs. Judson says it has to be a composite number. Do you agree with Mrs. Judson? Explain. Definitely, I'm going to say yes, I agree with Mrs. Judson. And the reason I'm going to say yes, it's a composite number, is because I know it is not a prime number. If it was a prime number, remember the only factors of a prime number would be 3 times itself. 1 times itself, 1 times 3. So if it were a prime number, that would be the only array you could make, 1 by 3. So if it's not a prime number, it has to be a composite number because I can see that 3 times whatever it is on the top is going to give me a product. If it were prime, the only factors would be 1 and 3. Because it's something and 3, not 1 and 3, but something else and 3, it has to be composite. So I know it's composite because I know it's not prime. So my answer could be something like this. Do you agree with Mrs. Judson? Yes. I'm going to say I know it's not prime because it has more factors than just 1 and a So again, I know that it's composite because I know it's not prime. And if it's not prime, it must be a composite number. Probably it's like maybe 3 by 4 or something, right? So the number 12, definitely composite. 3 by 4, 2 by 6, 1 by 12. But I don't even need to do that. All I need to know is, because it's not prime, it must be composite. If it were a prime number, you would only be able to make one array, because it only has two factors, 1 and itself. But because it's more than that, it's composite. Okay, that's probably the most challenging question on the whole homework, and will probably be the most challenging question on the quiz. Write the missing factor on the line. 9 times 7 is 63, and 4 times 6 is 24. I'll write the answers to the front. I'll scroll them, and of course you can scroll through them and you can pause it as necessary. I'll do this again at the end as well. All right, on to the back. Write the missing numbers in the ratio table. You have to be careful with ratio tables because it doesn't always go in order. Sometimes they skip around. So the best thing to notice is that the number of rooms, there are 6 guests per room. So the number of rooms times 6 will give us the number of guests. So 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 6 is 12, 4 times 6 is 24. That's what I mean by it skipping around. So you have to be really careful. 5 times 6 is 30. 7 times 6 is 42. 9 times 6 is 54. And 10 times 6 is 60. Complete the combinations. 7 times 8, 56. 9 times 5, 45. 20 times 3, you could do 20 plus 20 plus 20. Or 2 times 3 is 6. And I'll say 1 on the left, 1 on the right. So if there's 1 extra 0 on the left, we need 1 extra 0 on the right. 8 times 4, 32. What times 6 is 60? There's my number 10. And you know that I'm going to do something like this, right? Number 10 is very powerful in math. All right, and the last one. 6 times what is 54? 6 times 9 is 54, which I actually saw that right up here. Okay. Number 7. Michael has 16 Lego sets. His brother Ryan has 4 times as many Lego sets as Michael. So Michael has 16. Ryan has 4 times as many. Choose the equation. Remember, it has an equal sign. Choose the equation that shows exactly how many Lego sets Ryan has. Michael has 16. Ryan has 4 times as many. Excellent. And the last one. I'm sorry, second to last one. Inga bought a pair of pants and a blazer. A blazer is a jacket, by the way. Inga bought a pair of pants and a blazer. The pants cost $40. The blazer cost 3 times as much. How much did the blazer cost? So we really need to do 40 times 3. I could do 4 times 3 is 12. 1 on the left, 1 on the right. I also could do 40 plus 40 plus 40 to get 120. I could draw a picture, right? Draw 3 pair of pants. And each pair of pants is $40. Right, and I could clone it and clone it. Sometimes drawing pictures is just fun. Okay. So 40 times 3, or 40 plus 40 plus 40. So the final answer is 120. The last one. The equation 36 equals 4 times 9 can mean, and it says choose every true statement. That could be a clue that there might be more than one correct answer. Remember that 36 equals 4 times 9. You could also think 4 times 9 equals 36. Okay? You can see that both sides of the equation are balanced. There's a 36 on the left, and 4 times 9 equals 36. So it doesn't really matter in which orientation we have it. Let's look at the sentences and see which one matches mathematically. 36 is twice as much as 4 times 9. No, 36 is not twice as much. Because there's an equal sign, I know 36 is exactly what 4 times 9 is, not twice as much. Okay. 36 is 9 times as many as 4. If I take 9 times 4, that is 36. So that one is correct. 36 is 4 less than 9. 4 less than 9 would be 5. 36 is not the same thing as 5. And the last one, 36 is 4 times as many as 9. If I take 4 times 9, I do get 36. So the second one and the fourth one are what you should choose. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll through all of the answers one more time. First page, here we go. Pause if necessary. Page 2. All right, kids, I will see you in class.